Hello everyone, in this particular video I'll be discussing about preferences. So preferences basically things you can modify in QuickBooks and things the QuickBooks is actually offering you. So let's see. I think if you have a look you will understand it much better. So the preferences will be found under this edit tab and preferences. So if you see here, there are a couple of groups and each group has two options, my preferences and company preferences. So let's go through from very beginning. The first one is accounting, and if I click my preferences, so it is saying autofill memo in general journal entry. I want that. So if you don't, if you unclick it, it will not be autofilled. You have to manually fill each and everything. So I personally like this, so I'm putting it. In company preferences, there are a few things. For example, use account numbers. So as I told that QuickBooks actually generated a chart of accounts for you, whether you want to put an account number on that chart of accounts or not. So this is the one. I'll show you how actually it works. So for example, if I unclick it and go to chart of accounts, you can see we have a chart of accounts ready. But if I go to preferences and click use chart of account number and click here, you see there is an assigned number on the left side of each GL. So this number is auto generated by QuickBooks. You can change it if you want. I'll also show that when I'll be teaching how to make changes in chart of accounts, how to create chart of accounts, how to delete one, and all the detail in chart of accounts on my next video. But in this video I'll be showing only preferences. So I like the numbers, so that's why I'm putting it here. Use class tracking for the transaction. So class tracking is something, for example, if you have a sub business unit, for example, if you are running a club and you have a restaurant, a bar, or any other facilities in your club, you want to separate them by class. So in that case, prompt to assign a classes. So whenever you will put up pull out invoice or anything, you a field will be you'll see a field where the class is there. You have to put the class. The next option is automatically assign general journal entry number. So yeah, we keep it because we'll be relying on QuickBooks in that case. The chances of error is very less in that case. Warn when posting a transaction to retained earnings. Yes, retained earning. I know that this is very crucial. So if you want to post anything in the retained earning, it should warn you. So hide opening balance fields in names and items. You can hide it or unhide it. Warn if transactions are 90 days in the past. Warn if transactions are 30 days in the future. So these are the things you can make changes on. In case of 90, you can put 60 or you can put 30. So you can set a date password, so closing date password, so that nobody actually can post the closing entries. So these are the things you can make changes in this field. So click to the next one. It says that you are making some changes. You made changes in accounting preference. So do you wish to save them? Yes, I want to save them. The next one is bills. So if you go to company files and you can say bills are due 10 days after receipt. So you can make it like 30 days after receipt or 15 days. So based on your company policy, you can actually set it up. So warn about duplicate bill number from same vendor. For example, if a vendor is giving you a bill and after 2 months is sending the same bill saying that I haven't received the bill. So in that case, if you want to enter the bill number, it will show that the bill is already in the system. So I like this option because it actually minimizes the error of duplication. Paying bills automatically use credits or automatically use discounts. So if you add these, So you can actually, you have to default discount account, you have to put a discount account here. So I'm not using these things right now. I'll show you how to put discounts when we'll be discussing about invoicing and stuff. So next, go to calendar, my preferences, calendar view. Remember last view, weekly view, monthly view. So you can choose whatever you want, daily view. Weekly view, variable 5-7 days, you can fix to 5 days or 7 days based on your preferences. You can see all transaction or to-do list or anything you want actually. So I like the to-do list, or you can say all transaction, whatever your preferences is. So this is actually depend on the user, that what are the things you actually want. My preferences and company preferences, what are the things you actually want for the company or for QuickBooks to do. So this is it. Let's go to checking. So company preferences, print account name on voucher, change check date when non-clear checks is printed, start with pay field on check, we haven't set up the bank, so we can't use this option right now, but just go through each and every of them and try to understand what this is. And if you don't understand, I mean, you can make a comment and I'll try my best to give you an answer. So let's go to the next one, desktop view. So if you are using multiple windows or one window, in our case we are using one window, but in my real office I actually use multiple windows, because in that case actually you can put two window in two monitor and you can actually work better. Some people don't like it, some people do it. For example, I do it. So based on your preference you can select. So desktop, save when closing company, don't save the desktop, save current desktop. So you can have all these options. Just have a look. In preferences, I mean, these are all pretty standard, but you can make changes as per your need. Finance charges, I'll be describing a lot more on finance charges, how to do it. Right at this moment you can just have a look that what this is, and we can talk in detail about finance charges. General, so there are a few things I want in my preference. You can say pressing enter moves between fields. The normal phenomena of QuickBooks is that when you press enter, it will automatically save and close. But I don't want that, because I frequently click on enter button. So I don't want to save and close something while it's not yet completed. So I use the enter button for the next field, like a tab button here. So I like this one, that pressing enter moves between fields. Bring back all one-time messages. You can click it. Turn off pop-up messages for products and service. I like it turned on. Automatically open drop-down list when typing. Yeah, this is a very good feature. You'll be seeing that when you'll be using that, it will become very handy. You don't have to type the whole thing. Automatically place a decimal point. It's a life-saving in many cases, because you don't want to pay 10,000 instead of 1,000, right? So this actually helps. Warn when deleting a transaction or unused list item. Yes, I want a warning. Automatically remember account or transaction information. I like this option. Automatically recall last transaction for this name. This one is pre-filled account for vendor based on past entries, but I prefer this one. Default date to use for new transaction, use the last entered date as default, or use today's date as default. I like today's date as default. Keep custom item information when changing item in transaction. Always ask. That's the preferences I have. In company preferences, I want this decimal, like this point, only one dot. But some people like in minutes view, so I like this decimal view. Always show year as 4 digit, yes, because this is 2020. But if I write 20, it might be 1920. So, or someone can, this can be misleading in many cases. So I like 4 digits. Never update name information when saving transaction. Yeah, that can be done. Save transactions before printing. Yes. Manage login setting. Log off every time a user closes the company or exits QuickBooks. Yeah. So these are the preferences I have. So integrated applications. So don't allow any applications to access this company file. So this is one kind of data protection. But if you are using multiple system and you want them to access QuickBooks, in that case, you don't want this option. You want to keep it open so that other software has access to your company file. But if you click this thing, QuickBooks will not give access to other software for the use of your data. Items and inventory, my preferences is nothing. All our company preferences. Inventory and purchase order are active. Warn about duplicate purchase order numbers. Quantity received for pending bills. Quantity on sales order. Warn if not enough inventory to sell. When a quantity I want to sell exceeds quantity on hand. When a quantity I want to sell exceeds quantity available. Don't allow negative quantities. Yeah, so for example, you don't have a inventory but you want to sell them, you cannot do it. So I want these options for my inventory control. Unit of measure, you can say single unit, multiple, you can, yeah. So percent over cost, amount over cost. I want amount over cost for markup. Depending on your preferences, you can put percentage. So I want amount. If item cost changes on a purchase, always update item cost. When item cost changes, ask about updating pricing. So ask about item cost. So these are the things you can actually, for assembly item, use auto updated BOM cost, not necessary. So that's it. Jobs and estimate. So pending job will be show pending, awarded, in progress. You can actually change the name as per your preference. Not awarded, so you can change. So do you want to create estimate? Yes. At the very beginning, if you can remember on our first video, we showed that we want estimates, so that's why it's there. But you can actually turn it off. But if you turn it on, in that case, do you want progress invoicing? I said no, but if I want it now. So don't print items that have zero amount. Yeah, warn about duplicate estimates. So these are things. Multiple currencies. You can actually set up multiple currencies. For example, if you are operating in different countries, in that case, multiple currency is very useful. In my organization, I actually use multiple currency, but right at this moment, for the ease of your understanding, I am not showing it. So I'll be showing only one currency. So just keep it simple. Payments. So the company preferences is automatically apply payments, automatically calculate payment, use the undeposited fund as a default deposit to account. So this is a very important one. Use undeposited fund as a default deposit to account. I don't want that. So undeposited fund is something which I'll be describing soon with another video. So basically it is something whenever you receive cash, you can actually post anything on your bank or any other places. So undeposited fund will be the sole account where it will all money and checks and everything will be going, and after that whenever you make the deposit to the real bank, you can actually transfer that money from undeposited fund to bank. But I want to click that option unclicked because in many cases I want to select that for example, if you receive a payment in a particular bank and you don't want undeposited fund to be recorded that amount, you want the direct bank. So I will show you in a different video that how it works. So for the time being, just keep it unclicked. So your customer can pay you online using bank transfer, so or credit card. But in the first video I said that I don't want any of these services, so that's why it's not allowing me to click this. Payroll and employees, as we are not using the payroll services, I will not talk about it. Reminders, so this is a long list. You can actually go through each and every of them and set preferences as per your need. For example, checks to print, show summary 5 days before check date. So or you can make it 10 days before check date based on your business operation style. So there is no set preferences for that. So I'm recommending you to go through each and every item and select as per your need. Reports and graphs. So summary reports basis is accrual, but you have the option of cash basis, but accrual basis is the best way to do accounting. So we want to allow reporting the accrual basis. Report show account by name only, description only, name and description. So I like names only because if you put names and description, it becomes very bulky and looks pretty bad. Aging report. So I think you know what aging report is. So age from due date or age from transaction date. So I like age from transaction date because, for example, I gave a 30 days credit. So that means the person within 30 days, if I run the aging report, it will show me 30 days. But if I use that option, after 30 days it will show 0 because he has still got time to pay your bill. But I like it that way so that I can understand actually when he is due and what is the age of that transaction. Report show item by names only. So that's it for this item. Save the previous one. Sales and customers. So my preferences, prompt and time sold to add. Ask what to do. Okay, fine. Usual shipping. So you have the option of DHL, Federal Express, UPS, US Mail, or you can add any new shipping method and actually you can put it here. Usual FOB, I mean whether it's destination or FOB, I forgot. Okay, so usual FOB, so it's fine. Just keep it as it is. Warn about duplicate invoicing number. We are clicking that in every place as possible just to avoid any kind of error. Sales order, enable sales order. Yeah, everything is fine. So just go through these, and if you don't understand anything, just let me know so that I can actually make another video for your understanding, or I can answer you in other ways possible. So just go through each and every item. Sales tax, as we said, do you want sales? Do you charge sales tax? Yes, we do charge sales tax. And in the very beginning, I said that yes, I want it. But if you say no, all the options will be disappearing. So if you have the option of yes, so your most common sales tax what it is. You can actually add it up and make a new common sales tax item. Taxable item code, tax. Non-taxable item code, you can say non-taxable sales. And when do you owe sales tax? As of invoice date, accrual basis, upon receipt of payment, cash basis. So I think these are pretty normal. Whenever you select the accrual basis, it will automatically select the accrual basis. When do you pay sales tax? Monthly, quarterly, annually? Just select it so that you can actually QuickBooks will generate the report for you, so that it will actually works as a reminder that why the sales tax payment is due. Next option, search. Company preferences, update automatically. So you want to update automatically, update every 60 minutes. I like it that is update in every 10-15 minutes. I like it shortened. So, but there is no set rule. As I'm saying, that preferences are mostly will be based on your taste and your company taste. So just make the changes as you feel the need. Then send forms. So sometimes what we do is send bill to our customer directly. So we want to email them, mail them, invoices, estimate. Normally we send the invoices. So I'll show you in a different video how to actually email your thousands customers just by one click. So this is one option we want. So just keep it as it is right now. Service connection, automatically connect with asking for a password. Yeah, always ask for a password before connecting. Yes. So just keep it as you like. I mean, there is no set preference, I'm saying, so just keep it as it is. Next, spelling. You don't want to make any spelling mistakes, so always check spelling before printing, saving, or sending supported forms, because you don't want mistakes in your invoices or anywhere. So internet address. So these are the things you can actually ignore. Numbers, capitalized fields. I mean, you can select the option and find out what best suits you. So I think I have done almost everything. So what I'm recommending you that you should go through each and every item and check what this means and what are the changes it will take into QuickBooks. And these preferences are, I mean, what I recommend that you set the preferences very clearly so that you don't change it once in a while. So normally we do not set the preferences very frequently, because once you set the preferences, QuickBooks will automatically make some changes into the system. So make a thorough investigation and try to set up the preferences as per your need, but don't change it very frequently. So thank you so much for watching this video, and in my next video I'll be discussing about a new topic. So till then, take care.